Hello, this is Iron 41. We're going to can some tomatoes today. You can see what we did, or what my wife did. She got tomatoes in the sink. We boiled a couple pots of water on the stove, poured it over it, and just let it sit in there for a few minutes, let it cool off a little bit. Then you can see what she's doing. Make sure all peelings is off, and then core it. Do not core it before you pour water on it, hot boiling water. Just make sure, because you really want that tomato to retain all its juice. Just like so. You do not want any peelings or bad spots or anything in your tomatoes when you're canning tomatoes. I am going to water bath the tomatoes. Alright, see what she's doing now? You gotta go right, you go left. She's taking the jar, packing it full of tomatoes. Just the tomatoes, and then squeezing the tomatoes down to make it juicy. When we got it halfway, I went ahead and put a tablespoon of plain salt in it. You see, and that's just tomatoes in its own juice, no water added, nothing. Isn't that cool? That's what makes good tasting fresh tomatoes. I don't know if you can see these, but ain't they pretty? We got 7 quarts ready to go in this canner. Once it starts to boil, I'll turn the heat down. Cook it 50 minutes. Like I said, the reason I'm water bathing these is to give me time to get the next 25 pounds scalded, water boiled, scalded, in jars, ready to go again. We're cold packing these, which means the only difference in cooking them down on the stove and cold packing them is you add salt. You can cook them down on the stove, but the only bad thing about that is you add water. When you cold pack them, you just use the tomato in its own juice. You don't add water. You don't ruin the flavor, mess up the taste, nothing. See what I'm saying? But you are adding salt. It don't really matter. These tomatoes they'll sit here and canned and last a couple years, several years. Canned if we don't eat them over the winter or next spring. Pretty simple. Alright, to recap, I'm going to start all over. Cull your tomatoes out of your cases. If they're green, still got some green on them, you want to cull your cases, put them in a separate box so they can turn a couple days. If you got any that's got white mold on it, it's out. You don't want to can those at all. Those, just feed those to your hogs, chickens, whatever. Put your tomatoes, stop your sink up. What we do, pour your tomatoes in it, get your 2 pots, 2 5-quart pots of water boiling on the stove. Don't have to be super duper boiling, just easy boiling, or just little bubbles coming up. Pour them over it, let them sit about 10 minutes. Then you take your knife, you peel all the peelings off, core it, put it in a big container till you get them all peeled and cored, and then pack them in jars, quarter them, or it depends on how big they are. You may have to cut them 3 times. Put them in the jars, get about halfway full, put you a tablespoon of plain salt in it, fill the jar on up, keep quartering tomatoes or try quartering them or whatever, and just mash it down until all the juice, it makes its own juice. You don't add no water. That's pure tomatoes. Then once you get your jar full and your juice is level full to the bottom where the ring goes, clean the rim real good. You don't want no grains of salt, no tomato seeds or pulp, because it won't seal. Put them in your water canner, cold water. I suggest cold water. Put your jar, because we are cold packing. These tomatoes aren't cooked, which makes it a whole lot easier. You have better flavor cold packing because you're not adding water when you cook it down on the stove. 50 minutes. Once it starts to boil, 50 minutes. Like I said, the reason I'm doing that, water bathing them, I can daggum pressure cook them in 15 minutes, but we need the 50 minutes to sort out the next case, get it scalded, peeled, cored, in the jars, ready to go, and it works out perfect. Second batch is on now, and it's been an hour. This is the end result. That is just gorgeous. Yeah, we're actually getting about 9 to 10 out of a case. 7 cases, we'll have 70. 70 jars, because I'm gonna have another case, about a case of just green, and some thrown away. But I ain't threw that many away. Well, that's it. So simple. Cold packing's the way to go. I like it.